I always enjoy these moments. The stars are brighter than they used to be. The air sweeter. Does that make sense? Then I shall be sure to say it more often. You may ask me anything you wish. I am not surprised you have questions. For all that I have seen and experienced, I have never been as afraid. But they agreed to keep my secret. And they have... I know that most would not react the same. House Va'ruun is still widely hated in the settled systems. And that sentiment will not change anytime soon. It is, after all, much of the reason I was sent here in the first place. You are welcome. Thank you for asking. I did not believe it possible to feel this way about another. Then I look forward to our next discussion.
Yeah. What is it?
You look like someone who has many stories to tell.
I know we're safe now, but I'm still a little jittery. Can't help but worry about more of those things attacking. Oh, please, take a look. Thanks for shopping at Jemison Mercantile.
Waiting your orders, Captain. Impossible to imagine what this looked like before the colony war. What a waste. Is that for selling later or personal use?
Required. Voice. Controls. Unlocked. Attempting to resume. Attempting to. Error. Our level insufficient. Battery required. Type microcell. Inquire at salvage yard.
In need of materials? Or just here to have a drink and enjoy the views? Nasty kind of alien left. Original ones brought to Nera were all xeno-weapons. But those critters have long since passed. But they left behind more than enough untrained babies to keep the fields plenty interesting. Ah, so that's where your machine's been. Ran out of juice. Heat leeches, wasn't it? Those little stowaways are everywhere on this rock. Suck the power out of a pen light if you let them. But a microcell, that's milk. You could probably Frankenstein one together using our fabrication system. So, wouldn't have lasted real long here, doing what we do. So long as you've got the specs, but finding materials up to the task, you're likely going to be sifting through quite a few mech hulks out. Though, if you think you can actually manage something like that, I'm spots where you should. But in return, any excess save us from risking our necks on. Finest supplies on the planet. Also, only supplies on the planet. Oh yeah? I'm willing to... I can't give you a guarantee, but a couple of mech types use my... All the intact microcells will be long gone. Too valuable. But the parts to make one, much better chance. So what do you say? Sell me what you don't need. Then let me just mark those collection points. Don't forget, whatever else, no better selection.
Battery accepted. Operational power levels restored. Analyzing. Residual damage detected. Impact shielding. Visual systems. Damage within acceptable limits. Thank you for your aid. I must resume my mission. Please step aside. Weapon disarmament. High risk. Major Sanon. Although previous additional support may allowing me to leave. My mission is the disarmament of Unit XW-99. Designation Siren. Nearest final active Xeno weapon, 99 has proven a far more formidable. During the Colony War, handling of Unit 99 and its peers were among my personal duties. Deploy Unit 99. Defend Unit 99 against hostile forces. But above all, when I was separated from the Xeno warfare team with the Armistice, Unit 99 and its broodmates remained here, causing many non-combatant deaths. So I am here to correct my mistake. I have nearly succeeded. Follow me. Mind your step. As you have no doubt witnessed, this region can be hazardous to organics. Be advised, possible threat detected.
Probably best not to think too long about what Ecliptic will be doing with anything they salvage.
command's junk? There is so much junk. It is difficult to recall how that goes.
I am detecting Unit 99. But there is a complication. Unit 99 is on the other side of that reach. But it appears to be under the control of hostile forces. Sensors suggest Ecliptic, a mercenary company like Ecliptic, would only want you. Standard procedure would be a frontal assault on the outpost. No quarter given. Do you concur?
Simple and straightforward. A good choice.
Moving out. Detection event registered. Initiating enemy search.
Come on! Bring it.
Damage sustained.
Profit is never necessarily the aim, but if there is something worth taking. We are a very effective team, are we not?
Unit 99 service is now complete. Mine, however, continues. Our work here is finished. Now, a plague of terramorph attacks. That is disconcerting. You are docked at one of a kind. I will meet you there.
this?
Have any new books for me?
Yeah? Hmm?
Starship Frontier, this is United Colony Security. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. You're cleared to land. Enjoy your stay in Sidonia.
Atmospherics here are no good. We will need suits.
Inside the facility.
I can't believe it.
Majors. None. Dr. Walker.
You're in better shape than I expected, Kaiser.
Shouldn't take us long to get you back up to full fighting capacity.
This is good to hear. I was told there was a new threat on the horizon. I wish to learn more.
Percival will give you the full story.
Plus, get you dressed for the occasion.
Occasion. Where are we going?
Londinian.
Londinian, Doctor. I will require additional armaments.
That's the plan. Come on.
Captain, you're with me. Time to walk you through what we came up with.
So the problem we're up against is vast. Terramorphs, they can be anywhere. Meaning us finding and disposing of them ourselves isn't an option. But what if we could let something else do the work for us? Come on, I'll walk you through what we're thinking.
You remember that creature we talked about before you went to Nira? The thing that eats terramorphs, the Asylees? Apparently, they were bloodhounds for terramorphs. But when the UC ran low on synthetic foods during the Colony War, the Asylees were chosen to fill in the gaps.
We thought they were harvested to extinction. But in the data, the research team found the location of a few remaining specimens. As you can see, what we're proposing is bringing them back. We'd breed populations of them, distribute them to human worlds, and then let nature take its course, using a method that thousands of years of adaptation have already perfected. We could speed up their breeding process using, well, using some of the same technologies that were used to create me. We even think that with some time and investigation, we could use the Asylees' hunting skills to track down the Terramorph transmission method at long last. Find out how humanity spread them and put an end to the Terramorph problem definitively. If you pick a fight with one, or you're a Terramorph, sure. But Asylees were already spread across the galaxy once before during the Colony War. As livestock.
They're far less of a danger than the one we're
I really think it could. Now, there is another option for removing the Terramorphs from our worlds. It's faster, maybe even more efficient, but riskier. A microbe. Something we could aerosolize, let spread, and have it clean up anything with Terramorph DNA for us, which would include morphs, and we expect their transmission method. It'd still take time to build, test, and distribute, but no other method could hold a candle to it when it comes to sheer efficiency. Not even the Asylees.
They are quite handsome creatures, almost serpentine, even.
Always thought they looked a little more avian myself, but they put the Terramorphs to shame when it comes to charm. With either path, though, we're looking at a long-term commitment. Years of work. Even just getting these plans off the ground is going to take time. And all routes are going to require some highly specific materials to make things work. Terramorph cell lines we can breed quickly and consistently to test on. Asylees gene samples we can use to rebuild their bloodlines. Or sharpen our microbes tracking skills. Not the sort of things any labs just got lying around.
But we think we found a lead. One place in the known galaxy where we know we should be able to find all the materials we need. All paths lead to Londinian. I think this is the answer we've been looking for. Now, the UC has a small operating base on Londinian's outskirts. We're cleared for access, but we'll need to check in with the base commander, Sarah Hatoum, when we touch down. I'm gonna help Percival and Kaiser prep, but once that's done, we'll rendezvous with you there.
But you need to know, Londinian, it belongs to the Terramorphs.
They'll have anti-Xeno gear for us at the base, but I'd make sure you've got your favorite arms on hand.
I hope that we have not ultimately made a
goddamn
mistake
planet.
in resurrecting this
You
place.
romanticize a place when you're away from it for long enough. But I forgot. Now you. What do you need? Oh, that's you then. I was informed we might be working together. Don't much care for Vanguard. But sounds like you two really got into the thick of it back in New Atlantis. My sister's kids live in the city, so, yeah, they both came through okay. Effectively useless human beings that would have had no reason to be anywhere near the fighting. Still. Now, what was it you needed? No more reliable...
Entering United Colony space. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. All right, we're done. You're cleared to land at New Atlantis.
getting used to this place. It does not quite feel like home, but hopefully someday.
Successful job. This world is off limits. You are advised to jump to safe harbor immediately. Let me check my logs. All right, you can proceed. We'll let them know you're on your way down.
Landing now.
Good day, Captain.
Inside the barriers, double time! You a casino unit? You're heading to command, far end of the compound.
I pride myself on knowing everyone on this world, and I don't know you. You're with the collection team then, I presume. Either that, or you're one deeply unlucky trespasser. Then you're in the right place. Ah, and what do we have here?
Commander Hatum.
No need for introductions, Major Simon. Dr. Walker, your reputations precede you, as does the urgency of your mission. So I'll get to it. Now, Londinium is one of the most dangerous places in the Milky Way. It's with good reason my soldiers and I do everything we can to avoid entering the city. Terramorphs are omnipresent, and the structural damage left behind when Major Sinon's father bombed its spaceport has turned large swathes of the metropolis into a decaying labyrinth. As such, we'll be providing you all with gear, information, and uploading municipal unlock codes to your robot. Every tool you could need to succeed out there. Except one. Once you're on the other side of those barriers, you will be on your own. If you get into trouble, my people will not be coming. Do we understand each other? We'll do our best. I'll leave you to your preparations then. You can find your equipment in our armory, base of the tower just outside. Now, once you're outside the base, it's my personal suggestion you make a beeline to the nearby Aceles plant. It contains one of our field caches. Though I can't guarantee it won't contain anything else. I hope you all find what you're looking for out there. Robot, you're coming with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Commander. Percival, you all set to hook into their comms tower?
Should only take a few minutes. Let's get this done and get the hell out of here.
Percival will be scanning the city for our samples from here. When he finds one, he'll transmit the coordinates to us out in the field. All right. Head over to the armory and gear up. Once you're done, we'll meet by the entrance to the city.
Transfers complete. Give him one for me, all right? Heard you're going out there willingly. Damn. while you're out there. Don't trust what the voices tell you. All set on your gear? Are you ready to do this? That's damn right we are. Come on, let's get out there. Kaiser? Percival, everything green on your ends?
I am ready.
Personal comm should be routed through Kaiser now. You copy that?
Roger, loud and clear.
Perhaps. It's too loud.
Oh, you're a riot robot.
Kaiser, kick it off.
Unlock code transmitted. You may open the gate when ready.
Alright. On our way into the city. Percival, where are we heading?
Running the first sweep. Got one. A Sealy's. Not far. Old shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
Attention.
That creature. It's dominated. Must be a morph nearby, keeping it under its sway. Let's put it down. More of them. Clean them up.
Probable threat detected.
That's the last of them. No sign of the morph, though.
Your shipping yard's just beyond the processing plant. Catch with some goodies is towards the rear of the facility.
Kaiser, we close enough for you to dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint, but I'm detecting multiple valid signatures. I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot. Get down there and collect as many as you can. previous scan picked up a valid terramorph sample, but, well, it's from the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I am not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
Then we've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
You know, no one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londinian. A real marvel. All these leeches. What's keeping you things warm? What? My God, look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only... What's happening? Captain, have you seen this? Oh, God. The heat leeches are terramorphs.
But heat leeches infest every settlement, every corner of the settled systems. That means that every single one... Oh, no.
You just saw that, right? You would tell... That heat leech became a terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby terramorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how terramorphs move between planets. I am sincerely inclined to agree, but current evidence suggests, nature manages it just fine. The Lazarus plant. It's clearly an accelerant for the Terramorph, a heat leach transformation process. Make one into the other in an instant. But that means if anyone knew about this, they could trigger a Terramorph spawning. You could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches, into a place like New Atlantis. Good God. The attack on New Atlantis, does this... Could someone have set that up? But first, you'd have to know the truth about all this.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it!
We may proceed.
Go!
All right, let's get to the bottom of this.
The spoils of victory, I suppose. They know their messy glory.
Uploaded them myself.
Captain, let Kaiser take a look at that sample.
Beginning analysis. It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here? Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant and realized the ends it could be put to.
I wonder where they could have gotten such an idea, deploying alien life forms as weapons.
I wouldn't be shocked to find out our team, in part, inspired the approach. But our group never dealt with something that could have an effect like this. Makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test. Someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, would be a success. And the timing of that one. It couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something about the Terramorphs. These attacks. They certainly were. But having this answer, well, right? Who could pull something like this?
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to hell frozen over. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more Terramorph attacks, human cause or otherwise, we need that final sample.
Roger that. Kaiser, get us into the spaceport?
The entrance is this way. Sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
There's the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
Reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that. Ah, Captain. I think I see it.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning. Priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning. Emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Senor, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral!
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation. They're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties, yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. They'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanting to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk. Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the Terramorphs and all this a secret. Didn't he? He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon and hid it away. He killed those people to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. Condemned this whole city to death. He's
No, this was so much worse than that. He is a monster.
Yes. Exactly what we all thought he was. But if the plant was used to trigger the attacks, could Faye Victus have been involved in the massacre on New Atlantis? And even if he wasn't directly involved,
Faye Victus is a monster of a human being. If he lives, of course he could be responsible for what happened in both New Atlantis and Londinian.
but I guess we're not getting any more answers right now.
If you have the time, I wish to speak to you.
should grab that sample while we can.
Are you quite sure you want to hold on to that?
We're done.
Final sample secure.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival,
I wish
you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
I'm glad to see you.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Look at all of you. Back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there. But it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion. Hey, was worried about that myself. Though I know I wasn't nearly as much at risk of limb loss as you all were. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Faye Victus knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
I'm sorry, what? He's pulling my leg, right? Adrian?
No, I don't believe he is.
So that means we have a suspect.
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain, Percival and I, we need to get these samples back to the lab. But Faye Victus is the only Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you... Good. We'll all meet back at Mast, outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to know everything. Best of luck, Captain.
Any adventure you can fly away from.
You've been busy, I hear. Clearing out bad guys. Here, you deserve this.
Doesn't add up. The spaceport has anti-Xeno protocols. How the hell does a whole herd of terramorphs touch down undetected?
It took years to get it looking just like this.
Whatever you say.
I have been thinking about us as a couple? I am not sure of the terminology. Our relationship, let us say. It is, and I am thankful for you every day. You and I, we come from such different backgrounds. I cannot really know all that you have been through, and you are not House Varun. We do love each other. And that is a lot. This does not work if I am not honest, if I will not speak plainly what is on my mind. As much as I love you, and I do, I cannot help but wonder what the future holds for us, given all that I know to be true. No, that is not my concern. I trust that you will stay with me. When the Great Serpent returns, I know I will be by his side as one of the promised. But you are not like me. You are... I have tried to not worry myself over it, but... You understand, this is different. I have never expected you to share my beliefs. I do want to be with you, but how can I... I love that you are thinking of me. Not of yourself. I just hate to think of anything coming, but you are right. Thank you for talking me through this. Really? You continue to surprise and amaze me. I am at a loss for words. There is, quite literally, nowhere I would rather be. My culture deals with this so differently than I have seen in the rest of the settled systems. I need some time to consider what would be an appropriate, equivalent gesture. But do not mistake that for hesitation. You are the best thing that has...
There's a bit more in the back if you're not seeing something. If it belongs on your... Oh, please, take... Appreciate the business.
I am thankful these rides are quick. I do not like being in small, enclosed spaces with many people I do not know. It is pleasing to speak with you.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for? Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that? That's quite the claim, Captain. I hate to think what would happen if such a patently untrue statement reached the ears of the Cabinet. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would You can be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential. These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, just like what was happening on Londinian at that very... It was the only option. Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. I removed the danger Kaiser. Having found Kaiser, and cement my new position of influence, the dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run. It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via they believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any, but they're dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands. Oh, slow work. Captain, please. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years. And look at the results. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday. I'm simply looking, and let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs, securing knowledge of the Lazarus. I'm simply requesting one more life. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the... All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. That is a pity, Captain. Just think about the opportunity I've provided here.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Asylees are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the Cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant? I knew it. The second I heard that recording, I knew. Why? Did he say why he did it? It takes some deeply twisted logic to...
Somehow, after all that has transpired, he still believes himself to be the hero. He created this whole situation just so others would see him the way he sees himself. But all it has done is further expose him for what he really is.
Well, once we inform the Cabinet, they can ensure he won't be able to do anything like this ever again. Exactly. Bring justice to everyone he's hurt. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Nothing left to do, unless there was more to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk. Then here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, is what I'm reading here true?
My God.
An attack? Using terror?
You will all receive a full brief. So then, is what the second report claims correct?
Or lays? It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father...
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling. Considering, Francois, you have evidence to back.
It just transformed.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this. And said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered, we failed the people of the colonies by... I'm inclined to agree, Captain. Now, with our villain unmasked, with the threads you've brought together here, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. As such, the Cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian.
A sound decision, Madam President.
I'm glad you think so. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand the project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps. The technology, using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest...
And fast results always lead to the best.
As you can see, there remains debate among the Major?
We've had a few discussions, but only the Captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into
The first step in a bold new future.
Bolder, better, and brighter. Well, I need to write that one down for later.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker.
We trust the Captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you three the as befits such a group. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is...
Oh, yeah.
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is Rather impressive. You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the...
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support. As a member of both the Vanguard and the team, speak to your commander. Tuala, he should be able to provide you with assignments going forward. On behalf of the whole of the United Colony, this meeting is adjourned.
Captain, I guess we've got our assignments. I just wanted to say, I could have never guessed where all this was going to lead. But now, knowing what I do, that my father truly, well, I've just spent a lot of my life. The best ones certainly do. You know, I was thinking, while we were there on the podium, after all, it could be my last. But because confronting him, what would I gain from that? Now, all I'd be doing is acknowledging that he still has some... I'm not about to let him control my future. Words... Well, I think it's safe to say you succeeded. It's been an honor, Captain. Good luck out there.
A credit for your thoughts, as they say. Mm-hmm. I thought you might want this. You are competent in a fight, and... then I shall... Thank you for... the conversation and everything.
You didn't hear this from me, but those ecliptic mercenaries, the factions use them sometimes. Freestar Collective and UC both. It's why they give them a wide berth. Ask me, those murdering assholes.
Well, well, I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. It's a high honor. Have to do something big for the... Only ever met a couple myself, and certainly never given one order. You should be real proud. No need to thank me. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount. And the credits should be in your account now. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. They should be able to grant you access. Just out the front door and across the plaza, by the embassies. Look for the Aphelion sign. Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate what you've done. But, with all that squared, it's time to get you a new assignment. There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to use defending UC space. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up terramorphs. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out for any, new alien threats on the horizon. Any of those missions call to you? Suppose that's true. Well, we can remedy that right now. Transferring that to you... done. Report says ships at these coordinates fired on United Colony's craft. You're cleared to use lethal force if necessary. Sounds like spacers tried scrapping some ships, with their pilots still in them. Go show them the error of their ways.
Well, well, if it isn't the United Colony's newest Class 1 citizen. You've made... In fact, the higher-ups want to thank you for your dedicated service by giving you one of the nicest pieces of real estate in the city. It's a premium penthouse at the top...
What do you say? It'll just take a sec...
Great! You're in for a real... Okay, you're all set. Your new home's located in You'll love the place. Now that you're an owner, I'm
I feel lost.
Find out the hard way if this water is unsafe.
I used to be an actuary. Now look at me. Just one quiet day. Too much to ask for?
I have mixed feelings about it. But sales are up significantly since what happened at the spaceport. People want to feel safe. Welcome to Centurion Arsenal. It is my absolute pleasure. All sales are final, but that won't matter because you will... Well, that's not a simple question, is it? I have my... Tell me, were you to find yourself in the unfortunate position? Something up close and personal? Then might I suggest taking a closer look at some of our Please, take...
definitely better than the last intercept.
It's glad that they've replaced the hunter.
last night. Well, all that physical training seems to have paid off.
Shield up and fire!
I'd like a chance to talk to you.
Drive is spinning down.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. No contraband detected. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
The city's certain. If you are free soon, could we talk? It is a relief to know that the Terramorphs are being dealt with. But are you sure this Aseles creature is the right way to do it? Where Terramorphs are concerned, I do not believe there is a way to remove risk from the equation. Perhaps an experimental microbe has its own risks, but what of the risks to who knows? It is too soon to know, and at least something is being done. Any effort. And I must say, I find it curious that you would agree keeping the Lazarus plant around is a good idea. It seems an addition. I'm afraid I do not share your optimism. I find it even more concerning that the United Colonies will keep this information secret. Well, it is good to know that this particular threat is behind us. I'm here for you. Should you need... For so long, I felt that something or some part of me was missing. Then I shall be sure. Until our next talk.
The cabinet's assembled some kind of elite anti-terramorph unit.
Captain, something up?
Wonder if they're taking applications.
Need someone to investigate a couple problem ships out in UC space? That the sort of thing you're looking for? All right. Here we go. Head to that location and take down any hostiles you encounter. Crimson Fleet decided to rear their ugly heads. Make them regret it.
Weapons locked! Time for some fun! Let's end this.
We're docked.
Perhaps we can find some indication of why this ship was vacated.
High temperature here. I do not advise these roads.
should move on. If there's
If we use the hatch, we can simply float up the elevator shaft.
Potentially hazardous.
That was quite a...
Calibration complete. Thrusters free.
Having a good one?
Cool spacesuit.
What do you see?
It's not like we're doing anything wrong. Or illegal.
If my boss found out I was dating someone from... you know...
We never, ever talk about work. Or any trade secret stuff. It's none of their business what I do in my personal life.
Tell that to me when I get fired.
So...
I hope I'm as cool as Solomon Coe when I grow up. I wish I lived on a spaceship.
You haven't. I am glad there is still a reliable source of news in the settled systems, though it often travels
What a sordid mess.
significantly slower.
We've got some other
than
sources we've been interviewing. So there was a mercenary company, the First, and they were involved in taking farm extortion, death threats. Not going to say. If anybody asks about you, I genuinely don't know how people like that. So all of that? Terrible. But Ron Hope, all of that suffering was a plot to save Hope Tech from going under using the... Let me be blunt. The other... And all that money? After all of that, the future... Their stock has already taken a beating. Any comment? For what it's worth. Thanks. If you... And, maybe... You talk and get paid, I spread the news. Really? To say... A lot of people were there. What was your role in... Sounds like maybe you're being modest. The whole city is still on edge over the attack. What was it like in... pure instinct. It sounds like New Atlantis. Heck, the whole... Any closing comments? That's a mouthful. Hey, Constellation? From all of us that live here, we use the word hero a lot in news. You have that look in your eye. What's the scoop? I'm working on an investigative piece about some of the businesses in the well right now. I'm not sure this... It'd probably be... Would you really? Great. You don't need to ask too many...
Even without life, there is the potential for beauty.
Dangerous assignment. But you all are here because you can handle it. So any questions, concerns, anything at all giving you pause, you come see Dr. Walker or I. Little problems left unchecked.
Welcome, Captain. We've been expecting you. You're clear to dock at docking port 1.
Green lights on outer hatch. We're docked.
Hello, Captain.
Welcome aboard the UC Vigilance. Did you have any questions before? Yeah, listen to him, carefully. Other than that, just observe I'm not authorized to divulge information about this. Understood? If you'd follow me, please. So, you're the vanguard that took
Captain
down that
Mark,
Terramorph on
do
Tau
you
City.
require my assistance?
You've made quite an impression around here. Everyone upstairs is talking about it. Damn. That must have been one hell of a firefight. I almost regret missing out on all the fun. Of course, we don't normally see that kind of action on the Vigilance, but we have our moments. All right, Vanguard. Take the lift up to Ops. Commander Akande should be waiting for you. Good luck.
Hello. I believe we have something important to discuss.
Ah, there you are. Commander Kibwe-kan. I was beginning to think you were having second... Excellent. Then let's get... This is the operations center of the UC Vigilance. SysDef's nerve center, dedicated to the destruction of the Crimson Fleet. Whether this ship is impressive or not, you're the key element. We need eyes and ears inside the Crimson Fleet. Someone who can feed us information, evidence, and expose their weakness. The catch is that you can't just knock on their front door and ask for an application. Getting inside is going to take some finesse. Good. I have just the right place for you to start. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Crimson Fleet through Saoirse Bowden, one of their contacts. She works for the Trade Authority in Sidonia, so you'll be using a container of Aurora we've loaded on your ship to get her attention. That's right. So it'll be your job to convince this person that you're the real deal. Once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, then the operation proceeds to evidence gathering. That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. She'll explain everything you need to know. Eager to get going? Good. Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability. Then you better learn to swim. I've studied your profile. I know you can do. Just use your best judgment. I wouldn't expect any less. Look, before you, as an undercover operative for UC system, allow yourself to stray too far off the path. To put it simply, you can't go into everything. Think before you act. Calculate what, at the end of the day, your primary goal. That's what I want. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant. Now. That's easy to answer. You don't. We'll be monitoring your activities from the vigilance and attempt when you feel you've gathered enough evidence and at the beyond that. While you're running with the Crimson Fleet, it's going to be difficult for you to weigh the cons. Do what you have to do, but remember. Then you do what you have to do. The Crimson Fleet has the potential, if it takes a few... I'm not advocating violence. I'm merely urging... Look, I can see that you're... If there's a route to your goal which doesn't involve... Use your instincts. For your own safety, nobody but myself and the crew of the Vigilance will be able... Basically, if you land in jail... All we know is that she's been with the Trade Authority for years. She's shrewd and she's diligent. The only reason we were able to... I'm afraid she's the best... As you were.
All right. We don't have a lot of time, so I need you to listen up. While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you gather as much evidence. If you find any records... Well, you better. Commander, I want data slates, computer down. For the sake of the settled systems, that minor skirmish you had with them on Vectera was nothing. If you've seen what I've seen... Yes, of course. Oh, one last thing. Commander Akande has authorized a credit disbursement for each piece of evidence. That's what I told Commander Akande. All right. We've loaded a container of Aurora into your ship's cargo hold. We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Sidonia. Make con... That should do it. Don't worry, the container's been registered with UC Security. Of course, if we find out you tried to sell it to someone... Well, I'll think it.
The lieutenant wants those...
I'll be here if you have any more questions.
Which report? The estimated fleet ship count? Yes, what?
Both. Every other
Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in their pockets.
There was no other way for it to win.
The probability of your exoskeleton damaged. Have you located all nearby? Prepare for combat.
Undocking complete, Captain.
grav drive operational.
Is the city meant to inspire or intimidate? Perhaps it depends on your reason for being here.
Stay safe out there. You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep... Okay, no bounty. You're clear. Don't be stupid! Stop now! You're under arrest. always get